Hi, and welcome to Power Yoga Plus Weights. Grab a set of 2 5 to 10 pound hand weights. Step to the top of your mat and take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Optional to reach your arms up and look outward or upward. As you gather your breath in and exhale, press the air away as you send your breath all the way back out. Come into a flow with your own cycles of breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. An expansion of the belly, the rib cage, the chest, and a full breath out. Pause. And we'll begin to roll our shoulders up and down our back with your own unique pattern of breath, nice and slow. Find stillness and reverse. Arm circles forward and down. We'll continue to warm up our upper body, crossing one arm over the other, big hug. Inhale, open, draw your elbows down. Exhale, other arm crosses on top. Continue to flow in this wrapping hug and cactusing your arms. Breathing into the heart space at the front and the back of the body. And find some stillness. And we'll reach up, big breath in. Long breath out and start to slide halfway down. Hover here. Big breath in. Lengthen your spine. Full breath out. One more. On your next exhale, forward fold. Release the crown of your head down. Bend your knees enough to relax your belly towards your thighs. And if you want, very slowly, you can shake your head no. Keep your knees soft. Drip your shoulders down your back. Your neck lengthens. And now if you want, you can nod your head slowly yes. A few more times. And then relax your head back to center. Inhale, come up halfway, get long through your spine, root through your heels, your toes are down light. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, look forward, head, neck, and spine align. And drop your knees softly down. Next, exhale, bend from your elbows and lower slowly to your belly. Chin towards the mat will help lengthen and align your head, neck, and spine. Inhale to lift your heart into low cobra. Exhale and release your heart back down, chin to the mat. Stay long through your spine. Feel your pubic bone down towards the earth gently. Widen your hands. Inhale and lift your heart. Exhale, bring the heart down. And if you want, you can cupcake your hands, light on the fingertips. Continuing to flow with your breath. A few more times if you're enjoying this practice. When you're ready, alligator, stack your hands, soften your forehead onto your hands. And if you want, you can bend your knees, float your feet to the sky, and begin to windshield wiper your lower legs very slowly, side to side. Eventually, release your feet through center and back down. Press up through low cobra as you breathe in. As you breathe out, stack your joints and sit back, child's pose. If it feels better, you can widen your knees and release your belly between your thighs. Child's pose doesn't have to look any certain way. Feel into the pose and do what feels like it's beneficial for you. Stabilize your shoulders by softening your armpits towards each other. Lengthen your shoulders down your back. Allow your shoulder blades to elevate towards your ears slightly. Find that space between effort and ease where you can still gather your breath in, nice and deep, and release a full breath back out. Next, inhale, come up to all fours. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Next, exhale, tuck your toes, lengthen your legs, send your hips up. Downward facing dog. Looking back towards your legs, maybe towards your knees or your thighs. If you have any movement that you like to include, like walking out your feet or shifting your heels right and left, just very slow. With your breath, invite that movement that you enjoy. Spread your fingers out wide. Press into each finger, especially the pointer and the thumb. Press into your knuckles where your fingers attach to the palms of your hands. Press into the heels of your hands and seal into the ground with the edges of each of your hands. Stillness here. Next, inhale, float to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Take a walk towards your hands. Inhale, come up and halfway lift, lengthen. With breath. Take your time on an exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the back of your neck by dropping the head. Inhale, bend your knees deeply and start to roll up very slowly, stacking one vertebrae of your spine on top of the next. Your head is the last to come up. Roll your shoulders down your back, and if you want, you can reach up as you breathe in. Exhale and slowly fold back down. Inhale to halfway lift, shoulders release down the back. Hands down, exhale, step or jump back to plank. Following your breath halfway or down to your belly. Inhaling a heart opener. This could be a low cobra, high cobra, or an upward facing dog. Done on the tops of the feet. Knees can be up or down. Release your knees, tuck your toes. Exhale to downward facing dog. Connection with your breath. Next, inhale, balls of the feet. Next, exhale, bend your knees. Travel to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees and slowly roll up, stacking your spine. Head comes up last, shoulders down your back. Inhale, reach up and lift your heart if you want to. Exhale, restack your spine if you went anywhere. Begin to forward fold slowly. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or jump back. Plank. Option to flow. Follow your breath halfway or to your belly, inhaling any heart openers you like. Low cobras, upward facing dogs. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can always drop back to a child's pose in place of the down dog. Inhale, balls of the feet. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, and we'll guide our right leg back. Back knee down. Tuck or untuck your back toes. Inhale, low lunge. Front knee is stacked over our front ankle. We're going to gently draw our front hip back. Left hip back, right hip gently forward. Hips are squared. Reach up if you want. Notice the fronts of your hips here. Breathe and expand. Fully exhale, draw your hands down to the ground, tuck your back toes, float your back knee up. Inhale and lengthen. If you want, you can slowly rock forward and back, pressing through your back heel, and then lifting it again. And keeping the front knee about over the ankle the whole time. When you're ready, exhale, step your back foot forward, inhale to halfway lift, exhale and forward fold, inhale, and next exhale, we're going to step our left leg back, Back knee comes down. Tuck or untuck the back toes. Inhale to rise in your low lunge. And this time we're gently drawing the right hip back, the left hip forward. Next exhale, hands come down. Inhale, tuck your back toes, float your back knee. Invite some rocking back and forth if it's nice. On an exhale, step your back foot forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees deeply, squat back into your glutes. Most of your weight's in your heels, but your toes are spread out gently wide and place lightly down. On an inhale, stand all the way up. Lift your heart if you want to. Exhale, realign your spine, engaging your abdominals. Hands to heart. Regathering your breath in mountain pose. Where can you soften? Inhale to reach up. Lift your heart if you want. Exhale. Realignment at center, hands to heart, and then we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step or jump back, plank. Follow your breath out halfway or to your belly. Inhale, a heart opener. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump your feet forward. Bend your knees and find a seat on your bottom. However you can safely and lightly make it to your bottom. Take your time. Bend your knees, soles of the feet to the ground. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, sit forward and lift the heart. Inhale, round your spine. Exhale and lift the heart forward. As we breathe out, our body moves forward, helping us to press all of our breath out. It's also sometimes helpful to breathe out. It gives you more power when you're working hard. Experiment with your breath. Cat-cow flow to strengthen our abdominals and our lungs. And a few more times, as long as this still feels beneficial. And eventually rocking back, however you can safely and lightly make it onto your hands and knees. There will be a small space between your knees. Knees are underneath your hips. Wrists are stacked under your shoulders. We'll guide our right leg back. Flex your right foot. Hips are squared. Reach your left arm out and up. Exhale, drawing your right knee and your left elbow in towards each other as you round your spine and look towards the right knee. Inhale, lengthen and look forward slightly. Exhale, and taking your bird dog core flow. Wherever it feels best, you can always put your hand down. You can always take a break. And go for a few more rounds with breath. Inhale, lengthen your limbs. Hold the pose, not your breath. Pull your belly button up and in towards your spine. Keep your hips level. You can do this. Next exhale, release. Back to all fours. Inhale, lengthen your left leg back. Flex your left foot. Reach the right arm forward. And on an exhale, we'll begin to have our option of the bird dog core flow, elbow to knee. This is a really gentle mid-waist twist. Continue to flow with your own unique pattern of breathing. listening to your body. A few more rounds, whatever you can do. And challenge yourself to hold this balancing table, limbs out, lengthening with your breath, energy through your fingers, out through your back heel. When you're ready, take a breath out and release, returning the knees down, the hands down. And let's move organically. So maybe that's a cat-cow flow. Maybe that's shifting your gaze and your hips side to side. Maybe your hips are looking towards your face, your eyes towards your hips. Whatever helps you recenter and unwind your low back. Reconnection with your breath. When you feel ready, exhale, head back to your child's pose. If you want, you can release your arms back beside your legs. You could hug your heels. You could hug 2 fingers at the low back. You could hug a strap. Roll your shoulders down your back softly. Keep your neck long. Release your hands. Put them down for support. Come up to all fours. And if you want to, you can inhale lightning bolt pose done on your knees. You might want to pause and put a blanket under your knees, or that could be skipped as well. When you're done, hands down, exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe you want to walk your feet out again or shift your heels side to side. Experiment. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Bend your knees deeply. Come up through a squat or through chair pose. Reach up, lift your heart if you want to. Exhale, engage your abdominals to restack your spine. Hands to heart. Let's find our weight. So you have that set of anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. You could use less or more weight. And standing with your feet about hips width. We'll take a baseball grip, flip your palms up to the sky, and begin to bicep curl. Shoulders are rolled down the back and towards each other gently. We're going to squeeze the weights, tighten our hands. Inhale as we release the weight slowly down. Exhale as we bicep curl the weights slowly upward towards the front of our shoulders. Really taking your time. A full breath cycle as you release and a full breath cycle as you bring them back up. Pull belly button up and in towards your spine. Your abdominals are helping to support this movement. The muscles surrounding your shoulder blades are also helping you to support the weight in your hands. Notice how your exhalation gives you more strength as you pull the weights up, using the biceps. And slowly, when you're ready, release the weights back down. We'll meet in halfway lift, inhaling to lengthen the spine, pulling belly button up and in. Exhale, hands down, step or hop back to plank, halfway or to your belly. Inhale, heart opener that you enjoy or skip it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big toes to touch, heels faced. Inhale, right leg might come up. Maybe you open your right hip, bend from your right knee and flex your right foot. Keep your shoulders squared so shoulders feel aligned with each other. Armpits are softly towards each other for stabilization. I've added some ankle circles. Inhale when you're ready, re-lengthen your right leg, re-close the right hip. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale and lengthen back to three-legged dog. Exhale, set your left knee down and step your right foot forward. Inhale, low lunge. And gently draw your legs towards each other in all directions to find some stability. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, tuck your back toes, float your back knee. Exhale and step forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Squat up to mountain. Reach up, lift your heart. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step or hop back, plank, halfway or to your belly. Inhale, heart opener. Exhale and downward facing dog. Big toes to touch, heels spaced. Inhale, left leg up. Open your left hip, bend your left knee, flex your left foot. Shoulders are squared. Gaze is towards the legs. Ankle circles if you want. Inhale, re-lengthen your left leg. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Here's that mid-waist twist. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back knee is your right knee. That comes down. Left foot comes forward. Find your low lunge. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, tuck your back toes, float your back knee up, get really long. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, go through chair pose, nice and slow. Stand up, lift your heart. Exhale, realignment at center, hands to heart. Slowly take it to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Neck is long. Exhale, hands down. Find your way to plank, halfway or to your belly. Inhale, maybe a low cobra, maybe an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, make your way 2 feet forward and on your bottom, however you make it to your bottom. Even if you need to pause the video and take your time getting down, find one of your hand weights. We're going to hold that hand weight horizontally between 2 hands. We'll take it to a little lean back, bit of a C curve to your spine. Pull belly button up and in, and add rotation from the mid waist. So hips are staying centered. From the rib cage up, the rotation happens. Stay strong in your core. Stay with your breath. So inhale, the weight comes down with rotation. Exhale, and we realign at center, drawing the weight up as you breathe out is going to give you more strength, more power. And you can probably feel the strength at the sides of your torso into your side obliques with this exercise. When you're ready, release the weight. Find your way back onto your hands and knees in all fours, stacking your joints. Right leg goes back. Inhale. Exhale, bend from your elbows. Lower halfway. Inhale, press up. Right knee, right elbow. Exhale, lower down any amount. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Exhale, lower down. Chin is looking towards the mat. It doesn't have to be anywhere close on that lower down. Notice chin towards the mat. Any amount is going to help you lengthen. And as I am exhaling, it's giving me more strength, more power. As I'm drawing my knee towards my elbow, I'm looking towards the knee. Come through center. Release. This is a really tricky flow, especially to match movement with breath. So if my breathing cues aren't working for you, Focus on the movement, focus on breathing, and then just let your body and your mind figure it out. What's working for you? We have switched sides. The left leg is back. Lowering down as we bend the elbows. Chin looks towards the mat any amount. When we come up, I'm bending from my left knee, drawing it towards my left elbow. Eventually release when you feel even on the sides. Head back to a child's pose. Send your breath out. Recover. And do whatever works well with your hands. Release your hands to the mat for support. Inhale, lightning bolt pose, done on the knees. Lift your heart. Exhale, restack your spine. Hands come down. We'll add some organic movement. I'm laughing because I am overlaying the audio, so the audio is happening later than the practice is happening. And so I'm sitting on my couch right now, and my dog is asleep on my lap, and he's snoring. So I'm wondering if you can hear him snoring. Let's go to downward facing dog. Big exhale to get there, and then add some movement. Maybe you want to walk your feet out or heels shifting side to side. Inhale, balls of the feet. Exhale, make your way to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Go through that chair pose. Make some fire. Inhale, come up nice and slow. Lift your heart. Exhale, restack your spine. Hands to heart. We're going to reach for our weights again. You can always pause the video, get your weights, take your time, set it up. Knees under hips, ankles under knees, feet are about hips distance. We'll take the baseball grip hold, flip your palms up to the sky. Inhale, arms lengthen. Exhale, bicep curl. Keep a nice tall posture. Notice when you squeeze the weights in your hands, it turns on all the muscles of your arms, including getting deeper into your bicep muscles. Can you feel this weighted exercise not only in your biceps, but in your core, in your shoulders, in any other spaces of your body? Can you move slowly with breath? If you can hear Diesel, my dog, snoring, let me know in the comments below. Release your weights. Inhale, and we'll meet at halfway lift. Exhale, set your hands, plank. Lower halfway or to your belly. Inhale, heart opener. Feel free to skip those flows, especially at this point if you feel like you've done a whole bunch of them. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Make your way to forward fold. On your inhale, come up halfway. On your exhale, we're going to guide our right leg back into a high lunge. So back heel lifted in line with ankle. Inhale to come up. Front knee is over the ankle. Hips are squared. So your front leg is the left leg. The left hip draws back. The right hip draws forward. You can reach up if you want. Send a lot of energy through your back heel, so through your right heel behind you. That'll help you stay balanced. Open to warrior two. Back heel comes down. Back toes are to the side of the mat. Front toes are forward. Front knee is stacked over the front ankle. And you might need to adjust your feet. Sometimes I scooch my front foot in a bit. Just make sure that you feel comfortable in your hips. Drawing down into the edges of your feet. Flip your palms. Inhale. Exhale and reverse your warrior. Front arm comes up, then overhead. Opening into the front side oblique. So that'll be the left side oblique. Send your breath to your left side body, to your left lung. On an inhale, restack your spine. On an exhale, lower down to side angle very lightly, possibly drawing your left forearm to your upper left thigh. Possibly adding your right hand to your hip, reaching up, or draping gently your right arm back behind your low back for a half bind. Head, neck, and spine are long and soft. Reach your right arm back up and possibly overhead very lightly. Start to rotate back down. Hands both come to the mat. You're going through your high lunge. Possibly float your right leg up behind you, gently flexing the right foot. Add your left arm forward, almost like the balancing table, but now we're in a balancing warrior three. The left knee on the standing balancing leg is soft. Hips are squared. Release your hands, release the ball of your back foot down, and then your back knee down. If it feels good, you could lift the back knee and add a twist. Exhale, close twist towards your left. Left arm can reach up or drape behind your low back. Right hand is grounded on something. Inhale and start to untwist. We'll exhale, shift forward. Inhale, lift, opposite arm is leg. So right leg, left arm, extends forward and back. Exhale, option to bird dog core flow from standing balancing warrior three, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out, and exhale, elbow to knee. Release everything with your next exhale. Forward fold. Recover, and on an inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, make your way to plank. Add a flow or skip it. Maybe you want to hold your halfway down, little push-up for a challenge. Then inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And stepping your left leg back this time. Front knee over ankle, right hip draws back. Left hip draws forward. High lunge, so your back heel is lifted in line with your ankle. Inhale, reach up. So we now have our right leg in front, our left leg behind us in our high lunge. When you're ready, inhale, open up to warrior two. Adjust your feet, arms out long. Flip your palms open to the sky. Inhale. Exhale to reverse your warrior two. Right arm comes up, then overhead. Opening into your right side body, into your oblique, into your rib cage, into your right lung. Inhale, restack your spine. Exhale, side angle. Right forearm comes lightly down to your upper right thigh. Left arm possibly reaches to the sky or drapes softly behind your low back for a half bind. And gently lean back here. Open into your heart, open across the fronts of your shoulders. Reach your right arm up, then rotating forward, finding the hands down your back in your high lunge. Well, high lunge, low torso, hands to the ground. Standing balancing warrior 3. Now we're balancing on the right leg. We have the right knee soft. The left leg is long behind us. Left foot is gently flexed, reaching the right arm forward and through the left heel behind you. Lightly land the ball of your left foot behind you. Back knee can stay lifted in your lunge legs or come down. Exhale, and we'll add our closed twist towards the right. Right arm up or right arm gently wraps behind your low back. Find softness in your neck. Continue to breathe. Inhale, untwisting. Hands to the mat. Go back to that standing balancing warrior 3. Done standing on the right leg. Left leg is back. Right arm is forward. Exhale, elbow to knee flow. Hands down. Ball of the back foot releases. Exhale, step the left foot forward next to the right and fold. Inhaling, exhale, big squat, come all the way up. Reach to the sky, lift your heart. Exhale, restack your spine, hands to heart. Recover. Spread your toes gently wide, place them down lightly. Sink into your heels. Feel the arches of your feet floating upward as you seal the edges of each foot. Feel into your big toe ball mounts where your big toes meet your foot. Your little toe ball mounts where the little toes meet the foot. We'll start to bend our knees and exhale. Sit back into your imaginary chair. Load your glutes. Keep looking forward for balance. Chest is forward. We'll take this as a flow, or you can hover hold. See how it feels to move with your breath. You can either exhale as you sit, inhale to come up, or you can change it. You can inhale down and see how it feels to exhale and stand up. Both are correct. Let's sink back into chair together. Big breath in and reach up. Energy through your fingertips. If you want this to be really hard, then you can float one heel up if that feels all right in your feet and your knees, and then switch sides. Maybe you float both heels up and you're balancing on the balls of your feet as you slowly lower your hips down. Big toe pose. The heels are floating. This is a really hard balance, so don't be too hard on yourself. If it's not working in your body, just let it go. Reach forward for balance. Open your knees. Keep the big toes touching and heels spaced. Folding forward between your thighs. Nice release for the low back. A child's pose could also work here. Eventually we'll meet sitting down. Get there any way that feels safe and light. Bringing the soles of your feet together and the knees apart from each other, a big diamond shape with your legs. You can adjust your feet here, forward or back. Just take a moment. And then knees align with hips. Heels to the ground. Add one weight, hold it horizontally. Lift your right leg, bend from the right knee, and we'll exhale, adding rotation only to the right. Inhale, bring the weight down. Exhale, bring the weight up. As many as you can do on the right side. We'll look for evenness when we get to the left, so you might count or just feel it out. When you're ready, switch. C-curve with the spine. Add the left leg up, bend from the left knee. Exhale, add rotation to the left, and then get into a flow where you inhale, the weight comes down in rotation, and you exhale, realign at center as the weight comes up. Move from muscle. Make yourself even between your sides. Eventually release. Put your weights down. Keep the weights within your reach. And take your time slowly lowering back. Maybe even pause at challenging spots that feel beneficial and breathe. Modify as needed. When you get to your back, interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbows are going to stay wide. Bend from your knees, float your feet up. And we'll take some slow bicycles, alternating with breath as you twist, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Reach through the heels. Feet are gently flexed. I think I did about 20 cycles. Just do what you can. At the end of your bicycle, you want to feel fatigued in a beneficial way. Continue to breathe. And once you feel the abdominal burn, release everything. Legs lengthen, arms go up, full body stretch. Point your toes, flex your fingers, breathe deeply. Expand in any tight spaces of the body. See if you can imagine what it would feel like to send your breath into the fronts of your hips. We'll start to bend our knees and hug our legs either under our thighs or over our shins, maybe even curling our shoulders up off the mat, or you can keep your head down on the ground if that feels better. Just give yourself a nice tight hug. We'll set up for bridge pose. If at any time you feel unwell in this pose, then please slowly release by reversing your motions to get the hips back down. Otherwise, we'll slowly roll up one vertebrae of our spine at a time. As we inhale, lifting the hips, and as we exhale, reversing and rolling back down one vertebrae of our spine at a time until the hips come down last. Inhale, rolling up from bottom to top. Exhale, rolling down from top to bottom. Taking your time, feeling into expansion. Pause. Find your weights. Maybe pause the video and grab the weights. We'll take a baseball grip, hold tightly, holding the weights in our hands. Palms are facing towards the back of the room. Or the front of the room, I guess, depending on how you're orientated. Palms are facing towards your legs. Chest press up. Elbows come wide down to the ground, and you exhale, press the weights up. Inhale down, exhale, and slowly back up. Take your time. Chin draws towards chest. Slowly release your weights in a controlled way. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae of your spine at a time. Lift the hips. And from bridge pose, you can add some more chest presses if you want. The glutes are gently engaged, but we're not squeezing them. Can you find a way to experience that the glutes are strong yet soft? Keep your chin towards your chest. No weight in the head and neck. Nice and slow. Release the weights, release your hands down for support, then unroll hips to the ground. This is a tricky one. Optional to bring your arms up on a diagonal past your head. Make sure you hold the weights very tightly. Do not drop them on yourself. Maybe even enlist a friend or family member that is with you during this practice to help you, to aid or spot you in staying safe from the weights. Inhale, bring them back. Exhale and bring them forward. Another way to strengthen your chest, your pectoral muscles, but also your tricep muscles on the backs of your arms. Another optional exercise are chest flies. So I'm going to bring the weights straight back over my chest, and then I'll fly the weights open, elbows towards the ground. Bringing the weights in towards each other and then out away from each other. With your breath, eventually release the weights. When you feel ready, give yourself another big hug, breathing out as you bring your legs towards your body. Add any rocking side to side that feels nice, or just be still and breathe. Let's slowly release our legs over to our right side. Stack the knees-ish. And come up to seated. And crawl your way to all fours. Stack your joints. We'll take some organic movements with your breath here. Either moving the spine up and down, or maybe shifting your gaze and your hips side to side, so cat-cow flow or anything else. Align at center as you breathe in. As you breathe out, downward facing dog. Maybe you want to cross your right ankle behind your left. Just see if that works in your body, and then add breath to the pose. Heels can be lifted or shifting down towards your mat, any amount. If that felt good, switch sides, so left ankle comes behind the right now. The knees are still soft. When you're ready, make your way to a child's pose. Stay with your breath. Be in your body. Observe without judgment, expectation, or comparison how you feel right now. Just take a moment to learn from yourself about yourself. When you feel ready, come onto your forearms. Elbows are under shoulders. I like to hold hands with myself here. You could place your palms down and align wrists with elbows. Stay on your knees if you want. You start to walk the legs back until hips are slightly lower than the shoulders with knees down, or about even with the shoulders, or very slightly lower with the knees up. This is your plank on your forearms. Pull your belly button up and into your spine. You have a neutral low back curve, but there's no strain there. If you feel strain in your low back, take the hips a bit higher, but try to keep the hips low enough that you do feel your core getting stronger. Send some energy back through your heels, especially if toes are tucked and knees are lifted. Can you get the legs involved to help yourself stay up? Release your knees, then your hips. Sphinx pose. Done with the forearms set down in a number 11. Elbows under the shoulders. Sometimes I bring my elbows forward of my shoulders for a more gentle experience. Sometimes I keep elbows under shoulders and then I lift the elbows slowly. That doesn't work, just bring the elbows back down. Make your way to your belly. Cactus your right arm. Start to place your right cheek down on the ground. If you don't feel a stretch in your chest, start to lay on your right side. And if you still don't feel anything, experiment with sending your right hip open and your right leg back behind you, any amount. This is an open twist sensation. I just got bitten by a fire ant, is what was happening there. Okay, let's switch sides. So, left arm cactuses. You can lay on your belly with the left side of your face down. You could lay on your left side. You could start to send your left leg, left hip open and left leg back behind you any amount. These are all things that could happen. They don't have to happen. Just see what's working, see what feels beneficial, and then do that thing for yourself. Releasing the pectoral muscle, releasing the shoulder, experiencing an open twist. Make sure you can breathe. If you can't breathe, you've gone too far. When you feel even on the sides, come back through center. If you loved that stretch, pause, do it again, and restart the video. Maybe from your belly, you add some lower leg windshield wipers, nice and slow. Whatever you need to do to release your low back and feel good in your body, take some time to do that. Place your hands down. Inhale, go through low cobra. Exhale, press up. And we'll all meet up in our child's pose or anything that feels like recovery. Child's pose and even downward facing dog sometimes. Those are places where you're encouraged to do whatever you need to do to recover. I'm going to bend from my elbows in child's pose and send my hands to the back of my shoulders. This is a nice tricep stretch for me. Add your breath, add any props that you need. And find your way onto your bottom. We'll take our right arm up and overhead, bringing our left hand to our right elbow. Tricep stretch and seated. I'm going to start to hug my right hand to my shirt and then draping my left arm around behind me. My left hand to my shirt. So I'm walking my hands, believe it or not, I'm walking my hands towards each other for a shoulder and tricep stretch. My hands are very far apart because my shoulders are very tight. So if you end up hugging your hands together, that is also correct. If you happen to have a strap or a belt, then sometimes it's nice to join your hands with a strap or a belt. If that's not available, hug your shirt. The goal of this pose is not for your hands to touch, but for you to experience a tricep stretch and a shoulder stretch at the same time, working on your shoulder mobility to improve the health of your upper body. Make sure that you've switched sides. When you feel even on the sides, release. We'll hug our right arm under our left, big wrapping hug, drawing your elbows downward towards your chest, maybe eagling your arms, so left arm enters about the right elbow crease. Palms might hug together, and then you can adjust, soften your shoulders down your back, draw your elbows up and forearms away from your body. If that's not working, don't worry, just do whatever is working. Make sure you switch sides with the left arm under the right. Go through the hug, and maybe the sides feel very different. You stay in the hug, or maybe you eagle the arms. This time it would be right arm in the left elbow crease. Palms may or may not touch. Maybe it feels nice to draw your elbows up and your forearms away from your body slightly. The only goal of this pose is to open between your shoulder blades. Doesn't matter what it looks like. When you feel even, release. We'll stay in a comfortable seat for you if you want to heighten the hips on a blanket or something like that. And we'll start to very slowly, slower than you think, with your breath, draw half head circles. One ear, one shoulder, chin to chest, other ear, other shoulder. Chin to chest, no pulling, but if you'd like to gently interlace your fingers behind your head, then you can. No pulling, just let the hands be there very lightly. Stay with your breath. If you want, draw your right hand gently to the crown of your head. Draw your chin down towards the right side of your chest and lengthen your left arm down beside your body, left fingertips to the earth. Stay in stillness with very deep breathing. Inhale comes all the way down to your belly. It fills up both of your lungs, and your exhale is complete. Now, if you want to, you can half arm bind gently, left arm behind your low back. Start to bring your right ear up towards your right shoulder and your right hand over to your left ear. Eventually, we'll switch sides. So when you're ready, as slow as you can, unwind, come through center, and then we'll hug our left hand to the crown of our head, dropping our chin towards the left side of our chest and right arm long to our right side. Stay with your deep breath. Notice the belly expand, the rib cage, then the chest, and as you exhale, suck belly button up and in towards your spine. If you want, wrap your right arm behind your low back, draw your left ear towards your left shoulder, and your left hand to your right ear. Remember, there's no pulling. And eventually, slowly bring your head back to center. Roll your shoulders down your back. Connect with your breath. Stay in stillness as long as you'd like. When you're ready, slowly make your way down onto your back. Exhale, hug your legs in towards your body. Open your knees. Hands can be on knees for support. They can come down to your shins, your feet somewhere. Maybe peace sign fingers are going to hug your big toes softly. Maybe you're going to flex your feet to the sky, bend your knees and open your hips in your happy baby. Tailbone draws down, chin tucks towards your chest. Your whole spine feels long. And maybe you want to rock. You can stay still or add some rocking. Rock all the way over to your right. Lengthen your right leg. Rock all the way over to your left. Lengthen your left leg. Feels like a bow and arrow pose on your back. Just experiment here. Eventually you come through happy baby. You bring the toes back together, the knees back together. You send your legs over towards your right side. Exhale, add a mid-waist twist over towards your left, and possibly the left arm lengthens long on your left side. You feel this twist from the rib cage up. You also might feel gentle rotation in your neck as you look away from the legs, but see if you can soften your gaze so that the neck doesn't feel any work. It feels like the head's turning, but the neck feels soft. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, pull your belly button up and in. On an inhale, start to unwind your twist. Do any wiggling in between before heading to the other side. Legs over to the left. Exhale, add rotation towards your right from the rib cage up. The neck is soft. Deep breathing. Inhale to begin untwisting. Exhale, give yourself a nice, big, tight hug. Maybe you even peel your shoulders off the mat. Lift your head. On an inhale, let everything go. Full body stretch, legs are long, arms reach up, point your toes. And soften. Namaste. Sink into your rest. No more doing. Release control of your breath. And be natural. Your Shavasana will last for around 5 minutes. If you'd like a longer Shavasana, I encourage you to pause or turn off the video now. Otherwise, just let it play for the duration of 5 more rounds. And I'll let you know when it's time to come up. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin to add some little wiggles back into your body, beginning with your fingers and your toes. Invite any larger movements that feel nice, maybe even a transitional pose, like laying on your side. When you're ready, slowly make your way into any comfortable seated position. Inhale, reach up if you want to. Exhale, draw your hands past your third eye, your throat, your heart. The light in me bows to the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and I'll see you next time.